This episode is based on yet another user's request, and this one was about in interviews, sometimes people have a tendency to talk up at the end when they really don't mean to. It's kind of like the Valley Girl effect. You know what I mean? When someone is making a statement and the voice goes up, and some people want to correct that. They would love it if somebody just made a statement and the tone actually went down. So in Adobe Audition, we've got two ways of doing it. There's no push button way to do it. It does require a couple of clicks and settings in here, but the results can be really quite good. So let's go have a look. Here I have a bit of a audio recording.
Last night.
So I'll go all the way to the beginning and play the whole segment.
I trust you got some sleep last night.
So you hear that last night. I mean, this is a real question. I'm giving myself a hard file to work with, but it goes up at the end and I want to try to bring it down. Now, inside the playback settings, so in preferences, playback, I have auto scroll turned off and return playhead to start position. That way I can start and stop and listen to either the whole thing. I've got loop on down at the bottom here. Loop playback is on, so I can listen to just the section I'm working on, and if I let the playhead just move, it's going to go all the way back to the beginning. So I'm going to go over to this section right in here.
Last night.
And I'm stopping it before it goes. If I don't, it'll go all the way around.
Last night. I trust you got some sleep last night.
And it's not scrolling. If it was scrolling, then I would always have to come back to this position. So scrolling off, but I'm having the playhead stop where I want it, which is right here. So inside effects, time and pitch, we have the new pitch bender. And this is automatically turning on our preview display. I'm going to turn that off right now. I don't really need to see that. And I'm going to clear this out so I don't have any settings. And what we're really doing here is we're taking this center part, that's where the pitch is, unaffected, and if the pitch goes up, it's going to make it more like a chipmunk, and when we go down, it sounds more like a lion. So I need to find the part in here where we're going to say, so I need to find the part in here where he's saying, oh, we need to reset that to 0.
Last night.
So this is la, and this is st, and that's night right there.
Night.
And you can hear it. I'm going to turn loop off for a second.
Night.
So it starts at 0, but then it starts to raise in pitch. So I want to change that. I'm going to start by clicking in this area right here and then past the end. So I want the pitch to be unaffected from the beginning to this point and from this point to the end. I just want to affect this section inside here. And all I have to do now is just find another point in here, and I'll click. I'm going to stop this about there and drag this down in here.
No.
Oh, that's way too far. So as I'm dragging, you can see minus 10 semitones. He's definitely sounding a little bit too drunk, probably between 2 and 3 semitones.
Snipe.
I mean, I'm doing a global change here to that whole section. If I wanted to, I could find the little phonetic pieces in there and drop as many of those little keyframes in there and tweak that in there. If you push this too much, it's going to sound like T-Pain or the Propeller Heads, where things just start to get too crazy, where we could go like this and it would go... You know, you don't want that, obviously. You can also save these inside here. So I can save them. They are dependent on where you have your selection. you'll notice that it's moving with the selection. So you can get very precise. Down on the bottom left, I could mark this down. I could even set, if I hit my marker over here on the left-hand side, I just press the M key, I could set a marker section inside here and have a preset and have all these keyframes in here. So you could easily go back at any time and recreate these stepping down and stepping up sections. So let me close that up and show you a different way of doing it. That's one way, and that might work for you. And there's also the manual pitch correction. And what this is going to do is, let me just reset my setting in here. Down at the bottom, you get to see the pitch, and up at the top, you're going to affect the pitch. So it turns this manual pitch correction spectral frequency display over here on. So I could now click inside here, again, setting those beginning and end points. And then as I'm moving that up and down, actually see that moving with me. So if I correct the beginning and then the end, you can see how I can now start to affect. Let me just move that a little bit further up, further down. You can see how I could take that and correct that and move it around a little bit more.
Last night, last night, last night, last night, last night.
And the other difference between using the manual pitch correction from the pitch bender is the pitch bender will actually slow it down. So if you have a segment that you make a little bit lower, that little piece is actually going to go slower. So it might not match if you're trying to actually match a lip sync and you push it too far, you're going to move it off the lip sync. So just be careful of that one. The manual pitch correction will not. It will actually keep it at the exact same tempo. It just raises and lowers that pitch. So the next time someone made a question and you wish they made a statement, now you know exactly what to do. Jump into Adobe Audition, tweak that audio, and getting it sounding correct.